not the man that came out here tonight and told everybody that at Survivor Series, I'm going to take what you think is rightfully yours.
Hey, guys, please.
All right, guys, welcome back to the show. My name is Amit, and I am one half of the tag team, which is Wrestling Mates. We are a new wrestling channel. We are looking to cover wrestling content from mostly the WWE, but we might tangent out here and there a little bit too. So we're kicking it off today by talking about Saturday Night Main Event, a main event that I think was not promoted as heavily as the last one was. I think the last main event was promoted for months, and that makes sense because it was the first show that they were, doing and reintroducing this old concept, which was, brought back a lot of nostalgia and all of that. So we're going to cover the card. Before I do, though, I have to talk about Hulk Hogan not being here. This was a pretty funny story that, basically, I don't know if they changed plans after they saw the reception from the Netflix debut. I think the official reason was not because of that. I think the official reason they gave was because of Hulk Hogan and some family affairs or something like that. But I don't know what to believe. You guys let me know in the comments. Why was Hulk Hogan not at this show? So I'm going to go through each of the segments throughout the show. There was essentially 5 segments, 4 matches, 1 contract signing, which I'll talk about as well, and give you my thoughts about each of those. So let's start off with Nia Jax versus Rhea Ripley for the Women's World Championship. So this is a rematch from Perth Elimination Chamber in 2024. The build up to WrestleMania, and their match in Perth, I remember, was one that was more remembered for Rhea Ripley having a match at home rather than the in-ring match itself. Now, this match itself, I'd say a Saturday Night Main Event, I think this match actually really worked. Nia Jax in a short, sharp match plays to her advantage because, she is a powerhouse. And I think if she's in there for a short burst of time, then you really maximize her efficiency and you maximize what makes her such a great in-ring wrestler. Rhea Ripley really got to show off more of her athletic side. She did like a hurricanrana. She did a crossbody off the ring as well, which is stuff you don't really see with her too much. So, she also wrestles like a powerhouse. So it was good to see that side of her as well. Overall, I enjoyed this match, despite the fact it didn't have much hype. There wasn't much of a story. I was nowhere near, anticipating a title change at all because Rhea Ripley just won the title and this is her first defense. So it doesn't make sense for her to even come close to losing the title in this match. Is there going to be more to the story? I don't think so. I think this is one and done. I think Nia Jax probably is going to be away from the main event picture for a little while, and deservingly so. Like, she did so much good work in 2024, carrying the title, defending it quite a lot, being a main eventer for so long. I think it makes sense for Nia Jax to sort of step back for a minute and probably come back and then, let us be excited about her once again as a main eventer, whenever that time comes. I'm not sure. She's going to be in the Rumble next week, so it's not like she's going to be gone for a long time. But I feel like as a main event title contender, I think that's something that's probably she's not in her cards right now because she's had matches with Tiffany Stratton. She's been a holder for such a long time, and Rhea Ripley just won her title. So Nia Jax, all credit to you, but we probably won't see you for a little bit now. So overall, look, that's really all I have to say about this match. There's not too much more. It was a fun match. I don't think we're going to see much more of this, as I said before, but hey, it's a good intro and a good way to start the night. Sheamus versus Bron Breakker for the Intercontinental title. This was a match that I knew was going to be a banger after banger after banger because it's got Sheamus, it's got Bron Breakker, and these two have been facing off so much over the last 6 months, it feels like. Maybe it's not 6 months, but it feels like it's 6 months. It's been a long time. These two have been sort of feuding along with Ludwig Kaiser. So, these three have been at each other's throats for a long time, and the chemistry is really starting to show. This was a good match. This was a fun match. It's with Saturday night main event matches, you have to have the caveat of knowing it's going to be quick and short, and it's going to feel rushed compared to a regular weekly match that we saw. It's funny because we just came off watching SmackDown yesterday, and SmackDown has gone to 3 hours, and it feels like the matches sometimes are too long. So we're going from that to Saturday night main event where we're getting really rushed matches. It feels like at times, but I think this main event did a lot better job than if I compare it to last time, which felt really rushed. This time it felt like the pacing was so much better from in-ring. And even the whole show just felt like it flowed so much smoother than last time. I think last time, honestly, they tried to pack too much in. Having 4 matches and 1 segment really worked to the advantage. And it showed here. This was a short match, but it sort of gave us all the hits. We had Bron Breakker do his spearing. We had, Sheamus doing his bro kicks. And we had a couple close calls. And, it was a title match, so I can excuse them, not Bron kicking out of a finisher in this case. But yeah, we did see a lot of sort of kickouts, and Sheamus, I feel, is destined for the championship, just not right now. I feel like that's going to happen at WrestleMania. So this is a good continuation of the feud. I feel like they're going to build on a little bit more. How's Sheamus going to get his opportunity once again? It's probably going to come through some kind of tournament. It's probably going to come through some kind of setup that Adam Pearce, does somehow. He's going to become the main contender somehow and then have another shot at the championship at WrestleMania. Overall, look, I enjoyed this. It was a fun match. Good outcome in the end. I didn't expect Braun Breaker to lose it at Saturday Night Main Event. I didn't expect there to be any title changes, to be honest, at Saturday Night Main Event, because watching it last time, I realized what the show is, and it is more catered to be a demonstration of wrestling, to the casual fans. And I think that this match did that exactly. It served its purpose. You have two beasts in the ring who are athletic as hell and can do so much and have great chemistry. It's great. This is exactly what you want from a Saturday Night Main Event. I enjoyed it. Thumbs up. Not much more to say on that one. Cody Rhodes, Shawn Michaels, Kevin Owens, contract signing. So this was a fun little segment. Wasn't expecting too much out of this. We're probably going to get to blows. There'll be a bit of promo battle here and there. Not as much as I liked, to be honest. My only criticism about this feud so far has been probably the lack of promos. I feel like Kevin Owens is really doing a lot of the heavy lifting, and that's coming from a huge Cody Rhodes fan. I'm a huge fan of Cody Rhodes, but I will say, like, in this feud, I'm a little bit annoyed how Kevin Owens will start the promo and Cody Rhodes will sort of just shut up or then start running after him or start fighting him and not go back and forth in as much promos as these two could do, because both of them are great on the mic. You could actually get some pretty good segments. And aside from that one really early on when it started off, we haven't seen too much of back and forth between these two from a promos point of view. So having Shawn Michaels in here was fun. My only criticism about this segment was that Nick Aldis told us, I think, was it last week, or maybe it was in one of the SmackDown segments, he talked about how there's been an addendum to the contract and there's going to be another stipulation or something like that. But nothing like that happened. It was just a straight up contract signing. There was no mystery. There was no revelation. Shawn Michaels was just there to basically get the hometown pop, have his little moment, which I enjoyed. I was a huge Shawn Michaels fan growing up. Like, his style, his swagger, everything about him. I just love the guy so much. So seeing him even at this age do a super kick was just a lot of fun. It was cool to see, Kevin Owens continuing to be the troll that he is and, getting the pops from the crowd. He is the internet champion, I think, because on the internet he is beloved. But in real life, I think he is playing the heel pretty well, being that kind of delusional heel. And yeah, his t-shirt game is on point. So not much more to say about this. It was a fun little segment. The contract is signed. Nothing else came out of this. Let's move on. Jacob Fatu, West Braun Strowman. Now, I'm having a hard time remembering which one happened first. I don't know if this match happened before the signing or this happened after the signing. I think it happened after the signing. But either way, this match, I just came in thinking this is just going to be an exhibition. There's not going to be too much happening here. These two have faced off, I think, once in the ring before this segment, or maybe two times, like maybe just small little segments here and there. And we saw what happened to the crowd when these two started facing off. So there was a lot of excitement built for this match. But in terms of a story, I wasn't expecting much. Like, there's not going to be too much of, story built out of these two. But hey, this segment kind of impressed me more than I thought it would, because it turns out that this is going to be probably the beginning of a feud. It's not the end of the feud. Jacob Fatu took a page out of Bronson Reed's book here by just, continuously doing the moonsault onto Braun Strowman. And the match itself was fun. I mean, the chemistry is okay, I would say, at the start. Two powerhouses. Braun Strowman, I think, is particularly a little bit difficult to work with sometimes. Not in terms of being an unsafe worker or anything like that. It's just because he's so big. It's just difficult for, I guess, anyone smaller than him to do too much to him. But saying that, I thought the chemistry was good. It was good for the first match. I thought we had some good moments. Like, freaking Jacob Fatu picking him up and putting him on the table was kind of ridiculous. That was kind of insane. It definitely was not the same match as the Bronson Reed versus Braun Strowman match, but I think that's an unfair expectation considering how much time they spent on that feud compared to this one. I will say I enjoyed this. I really enjoyed that this match really turned. It went away from being a match into more just like a crazy segment where Jacob Fatu was so over. Like, I mean, people are chanting Fatu, Fatu, Fatu. That is kind of crazy to me considering like a week ago he was getting booed back when he was doing the solo promo and he was getting booed. So, he is over despite the fact that he is a heel and he does these atrocious things. and just, super kicks people out of nowhere and is really aggressive. But people are so excited about him, including me. Like, I mean, as soon as Jacob Fatu is Muxy TV, like at this point, if he comes to your screen, stop what you're doing and see what he's going to do. Because, yeah, it's going to be exciting. And that's what this match provided us. It's a DQ match. Jacob Fatu technically loses the match, but I don't think that means anything. It's just sort of giving us the start of the story of Jacob Fatu going unhinged even more. So I think what's going to happen for this story, personally, is Jacob Fatu is going to keep getting more and more out of control. We might even see Tama Tonga not able to really control him because he couldn't control him here much at all. And when Solo comes back, Solo's going to have to deal with a whole different Jacob Fatu. So that's what this is teasing us to. I think it's a good start to this new feud between Braun Strowman and Jacob Fatu. Let's see where it takes us. Overall, I really enjoyed this. Well done. Gunther versus Jey Uso for the World Heavyweight Championship. Main event, Jey Uso is main eventing Saturday night main event. We essentially got the main event from Jey Uso, and I thought this match was a fun match. I thought it was a good match. No way in the world did I ever predict that Jey Uso would win the championship, and he didn't win it. So, that didn't come to my surprise necessarily. I feel like Jey Uso's time is coming. It's only a matter of time before they put the belt on him, and it probably at this stage has to be the World Heavyweight Championship belt. He's not going to go back to win the Intercontinental Championship anymore, or the US Championship if he ends up on SmackDown by any chance. I feel like for him, he's destined to win the World Heavyweight Championship. I just don't know when that's going to be. Maybe he takes it off Gunther, or maybe he takes it off Gunther's successor. I'm not sure, but it is coming to him at some time down the line. He's just so over, but until then, I'm going to enjoy his journey to win that. The match itself, I thought was fun. This is like the third or fourth time I think Jey Uso and Gunther have faced off against each other, and the chemistry between them is getting better and better each time I see them. So overall, I enjoyed this match. Gunther kicked out of the frog splash and the spear combo that Jey Uso does, so he kicked out of the finisher. But for a world heavyweight match, look, I think that's acceptable and that's okay. The only criticism I really have of this match is essentially it felt like Gunther's finished him off too quickly. Like, it felt a little abrupt. Now, I don't know if that has to do with time or whether that has to do with the way this match was set up and choreographed, but something just felt off about this match finishing so quickly. I felt like maybe it should have had a bit more of a struggle for Jey Uso to just pin, or maybe just make Jey Uso submit, after a long, tedious time in the middle of the ring with the Boston Crab, or maybe a sleeper hold or something like that. Because Gunther is one of the few wrestlers at this stage that actually wins by submission. So it would have been cool to see that happen on Saturday night main event, but it didn't happen. But not a major criticism, just something that I wish would have happened, and it felt a little bit abrupt to me. But overall, look, the match was fun. I don't know what they're going to do from here regarding Jey Uso. Like, what's his storyline? Where's he going to go? Is Bloodline stuff still going to happen? Who is Gunther's next opponent? I'm assuming that's going to happen now with the Rumble. So the Rumble and Elimination Chamber are coming up. Depending on who wins, Gunther will have his next challenger, and there'll be a lot of pretty cool promos coming up then. But hey, that's the end of my recap of Saturday night main event. I thoroughly enjoyed this main event. I thought it was a lot of fun. It lived up to probably the expectations I had, which were pretty low, to be completely honest. Overall, a good, fun night, and looking forward to seeing what's going to happen at the Rumble next week. All right, guys, catch you next time.